A couple went on vacation in the forest, but the wife suddenly got sick, so the husband packed up quickly and drove off. They left behind a candy box. A ladybug had hurt its wing flying too fast and crawled into that box to get out of the rain. When it woke up, it saw all kinds of insects busy carrying food. Two stink bugs were fighting over a box of matches, but when they opened it and saw it wasn't food, they tossed it aside. A team of black ants was heading home and came across the candy box. The leader saw it was full of sugar cubes and immediately ordered the team to drop the useless stuff and carry the whole box back. That much sugar would last them years. But they had no idea a little ladybug was hiding inside. On the way back, they hit a bump in the road and lost control. The box fell, and sugar cubes scattered everywhere. They were trying to pick them up when a huge lizard appeared. The ants panicked and scattered, looking for cover. Just when it seemed like they were about to be eaten, a strange noise came from the box. The lizard thought it was a predator and scurried back into its hole. It turned out the ladybug had used the box to amplify its voice, scaring the lizard away and saving the ants. The leader invited the ladybug to their home, and the ants and ladybug became friends. But just before they reached the colony, a group of red ants blocked their path. The leader knew they wanted a toll, so he generously offered a sugar cube as a gift. But the greedy red ants weren't satisfied. They wanted the whole box. The black ants carried the box and rolled it down a hill, but the red ants jumped into a soda can and gave chase. The black ants got nervous, lost control, and tumbled into a stream. The red ants kept chasing in their can, and both sides had a wild, dangerous ride down the river. The black ants held onto the box for dear life, but the ladybug got thrown into the water. A piranha locked onto it, and just when it was about to be eaten, the black ants linked together and pulled their friend to safety. But up ahead was a cliff, and all three groups went over the waterfall. The black ants abandoned the box, grabbed sugar cubes, and ran for their lives. One ant at the back was carrying 6 cubes by itself to earn money for its sick parents. It was both touching and heartbreaking. They made it to a road just as a car came speeding by. The red ants backed off, afraid of being run over, but the black ants cleverly dodged the car and escaped, delivering the sugar cubes safely to their castle. The queen tasted the sugar and was so pleased she rewarded them generously. But the red ant leader had spotted their location and rushed back to report to the red queen. Determined to take the food, the red ant army marched out in full force, planning to wipe out the black ant kingdom. A massive battle between the red and black ants erupted. The red ants prepared catapults and bug spray, and with a command from their general, launched the first wave of long-range attacks. The black ant castle was riddled with holes. Soon the entire black ant kingdom was surrounded. The red ants fired a box of toothpicks, which scattered in the air like deadly arrows. But the black ants had dug underground and avoided the strike. Seeing the red ants show no mercy, the black ant general ordered cotton swabs to be scattered around the castle, slowing the red army down. Then the black ants launched mouse poison blocks, crushing many red ants instantly. But the red ants fired a metal ball that punched straight through the black ant stronghold. Then they used a pine cone as a battering ram against the gate. With no other choice, the black ants brought out their big weapon. They aimed at the enemy, but there was only one match left. The leader didn't hesitate. He struck it and lit a cruise missile. The missile flew into the sky, circled around and locked onto its target. With a massive explosion, it wiped out a huge chunk of the red army. But just as they were about to light a second one, the match went out. Now their weapons were useless, and the red general ordered another assault. Just when the black ants were at their wits' end, the ladybug remembered the matches in the forest. It had a black ant fold a paper airplane, and off it went on a mission to find matches. Enemies sprayed bug killer at it, but the ladybug broke through, flew across the river, and finally found the matches. Trouble was, a little spider was carrying them home. The ladybug had to follow behind. At nightfall, the spider got home. Just as the ladybug was about to grab a match, a frog's tongue snatched it away. The spider's house got dragged along and crushed the frog. The ladybug passed out and woke up to find the spider had saved it. It explained its mission, and the spider let it take the match. On the way back, the ladybug saw some flies picking on a pretty young insect and decided to step in. It charged at the flies and let out a stink bomb right in their faces. The flies ganged up on it, and outnumbered, the ladybug cleverly led them onto the road. With a perfect dodge, the flies all crashed into a passing car. The ladybug's bravery won the young insect's heart, but it promised to return after finishing its mission. Back at the black ant castle, the battle was about to be lost, but the ladybug returned with hope. The big weapons fired one after another, turning the tide. The red army was devastated. After taking heavy losses, the red ants finally gave up, deciding to retreat and live to fight another day. The red general was frustrated but had no choice against the black ants' firepower. He led the retreat. Peace returned to the black ant kingdom. But the fireworks had started a forest fire. Humans showed up in time to put it out, but the black ant's home was reduced to ruins. Before long, the ladybug returned home, married the young insect it had saved, and they had a family of their own, living happily together. The black ants rebuilt their home, and the ladybug's friendship with them lasted a lifetime. This story really makes you stop and think. A candy box tossed aside by someone without a second thought ended up sparking a whole adventure in the insect world. Sometimes the little things we don't think twice about can be huge for someone else. And war, whether among humans or insects, never leaves anyone a winner. What gets lost are homes, lives, and the good days that could have been. What really makes the world better isn't who beats whom, but people and insects being willing to get along. Even a ladybug and a colony of ants can become lifelong friends over a single act of kindness. So don't litter, and don't pick fights. Peace can sound big, but sometimes it's as small as a sugar cube, a match, and a heart that's willing to help.